Back to the Dropouts podcast. You here with your host, Smosh Sinclair. To the left of me, we got the one, the only.
It's your boy Blake, the one and only Bleezy. Today we got a special one with us today.
Hi, I'm Morelia Trinidad. Yeah.
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 Morelia is a fighter that I met through my gym, Carolina Combat.
Facts.
What got you to that gym?
Oh boy. Well, I came here a while ago. Like, I don't know the months. Like, people can tell you, oh yeah, January last year I was da. I don't remember, but it was a minute ago, like a year ago, something like that. I was training at another gym. Then I had to. Some shit went down. Can I curse? I can curse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Some shit went down at that gym, and then I went to another gym. Some shit went down at that gym. Then I had to move to Carolina Combat. I didn't want to because y'all know about the whole situation. Like, Carolina Combat has like a...
I know that there was a gym that they were like connected to, and then like they split. I don't know.
You don't know?
I know it exists because I'd be like, oh yeah, how long you been here? And they was like, oh, I was at highest stand or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'd never heard of that. He put me on Carolina Combat because he was
I was following Battle through Tough. Brian Battle.
Yeah.
I was watching him all through Tough, so
that's why I went to highest stand in the first place.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So was he at highest stand during Tough?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like right after Tough, it really hasn't been that long since the gym split up. Maybe like a year, like literally on the dot or less. But he was over there at high stand, whatever. I'm about to swallow my gum. Hold on.
You gonna swallow it? It's
Yeah.
exciting.
I used to there for 7 years.
I used to do that as
Oh,
a
yeah.
kid, and now I'm like scared.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a choke.
Nah, hell no. But yeah, they split up, whatever. So, but I went to highest stand because I thought Brian Battle was gonna be there because he was like my favorite person on Tough.
Yeah.
He was dope, and yeah, he wasn't there when I
right
went.
around his first fight in the UFC is when they formed Carolina Combat.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah. He told me about Brian a minute ago. He was like, "Bro, you should go train at this gym," and I was like, "Nah, man, I'm at my gym." Yeah, I was loyal.
Yeah,
you feel me?
you start being loyal, right?
Yeah.
Which I understood, for sure.
But yeah, I didn't. My gym was dope. Don't get me wrong. But like my coach was like, "Yo, I don't want to coach fighters." But I was like, "But you taught me all of my fighting stuff, so like you gotta be my coach." You know what I mean? I got attached.
I want you in my corner.
Yeah,
Facts.
and then like after like we did some like PKBs and shit, and I'm like I was like, okay, this man really don't want to coach. Like it felt like I was like trying to force him to, but he was honest about it. He like loves it for the fun of it. But then I finally listened to this man. No, I went to Lake Norman Muay Thai. You heard of them?
Yep, have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I heard they're good too.
Yeah, they're really good over there. I fuck with them a lot. But they're just a Muay Thai school, like just Muay Thai. And I was like, yeah, I need to do some MMA. And then I went to Carolina Combat, not even realizing that that's the place that he was telling me to go for like all this time.
He was right. Your boy
Old Battle.
was right.
He was
Yep.
I
right.
mean, it's like the only person in the area I knew with that high level. He's in the UFC. You know what I mean? They're gonna be training some good stuff there.
Oh,
They
for
gotta
sure.
be.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, there's other good gyms around here. A really good gym is Hobbs MMA. I don't know if you heard of them. They're downtown Concord. They're a really good gym too.
I actually never heard of that gym.
They got a cage.
They got a cage?
Not a lot of gyms have a cage.
Okay.
So you tell me,
Yeah, if you got a cage, I'm like, all right.
is that more so
I
like
didn't
a
know that.
space thing, or I haven't been in a lot of
Space
that
cost. Space and cost.
Yeah, I feel like a cage would cost a lot.
Yeah. And you got to have the room for it. And sometimes it takes up so much room that if you don't have a fight gym, like having a cage is actually like a waste of space
That makes
and
sense
money.
as well.
Yeah.
You're not fighting, you don't need a cage.
Yeah. Like you're just training, like just fucking.
You're not gonna be in a cage when you fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. But that loyalty thing, that's why I originally wasn't going to go to Carolina Combat. Like, because I was trying to stay loyal to my prior gym, whatever. But I don't have no choice, bruh. Ain't no fucking gyms around here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to fucking do it. So, it is what it is, and I love it. I love Carolina Combat. It's a really good coach and really good people. I'm getting good, bro. These bitches not gonna see me out here. I promise you.
I be thinking that sometimes, like seeing you train, I'm like, damn, I feel like you could beat up some dudes. Like,
yeah.
like it's kind of unfair.
I probably could.
I saw a clip you showed me earlier. You dropped some girl.
Oh my god.
Oh, you
pretty
seen
dirty.
that?
You knocked her out 2 punches prior, and she was just trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, I feel like Shorty should not have been in that cage, like in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm good, but she was just not good. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe she wasn't ready for that. And I'm sorry if she not gonna see this, but
It's levels.
Nah, she gonna see it. She hunting you down. She remembers that
coming
shit.
back from it.
I hope she gets in there and trains some more because she should not be.
Yeah, her hands were down.
Bro, she got stunned. She
Yeah,
got
she did.
there was like
I
that
did just see
uppercut
the
you
clip.
threw. Like she was just like, oh shit. Like what the like
Yeah,
she
yeah.
didn't know where to look. Like it looked like the ref was about to stop it, but his old ass was just taking his time. You said, "Doom."
Oh shit. I'm about to bust this whole shit. Nah, yo, I tell people all the time, like, yo, the ref wanted me to drop her, bro. He waited. I was like, bruh, so you gonna stop it, bruh? She's like this against the cage. I'm looking at him. He looking at her. Oh, God, I had to do it. Bow.
Right? I don't know what he thought she was about to fucking do something. I don't know, but she just stopped right there.
She just, yeah, and that's another variable of fighting. That's the variables we're talking about. Like, you can't, look, bro, even if you're, like, about to get knocked the fuck out, put your hands up.
Protect yourself, yeah.
Like, you gotta have a tough mentality. Like, you're gonna get hit, bruh.
You gotta realize you're still in a fight.
You're in a fight. You can't just walk away. I see people walk away from their opponents and shit like
I
that.
literally saw this in a UFC clip from this past weekend. There was a fight. This guy got rocked, and the other guy started walking away. He was already, like, knocked out from the first hit, but he was stumbling away, and he just got hit 1 more, 2 more from the back. And
Yeah. You should never turn your back
never.
to your opponent. Which is really funny because, like, that's something I've learned in Muay Thai, but then I be seeing people doing spin tricks and shit like that, and I'm like, damn it, for so long I wasn't practicing that shit because I'm not supposed to turn my back, but that shit look cool.
Yeah, it look cool till somebody
Someone
take
finds
advantage.
that hole. you
So
know?
Yeah.
Nah, sometimes that happens. I think in Meek's only like professional loss, it was because he did some spinning shit.
Really?
That like, and he said it too. He was like, I don't know why the fuck I did. It landed, but like then he was just like, bro got his back. Bro got his back in a little scramble.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Facts.
The biggest thing I see is when spin moves is people don't go through. You know,
Mhm.
they just stop with the hit when their back's there. You got to keep moving so that, you know what I mean? Your chest is back towards them.
Yeah.
Someone's going to take that hole.
And when people spin, it's just like a weird thing to deal with. Like if you're
For
not
sure.
expecting it, like they turn the other way. Like if you don't know a spinning kick is coming and like that shit lands like the first one, you like, God damn. Like, all right, but now I
You're
know.
going to be looking for the next one, too.
Yeah.
What got you like started into fighting?
It all started when I was little, cause my brother used to beat my ass type shit. You know?
I know how that goes.
Yeah. So he really, like, I have that dog in me because of him. Cause as a girl, like, if you grow up with like a bunch of dudes, your mentality's different. Like, I'm a little boy inside. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, I mean. Hold up,
They clipped that.
I'm not transgender, bro. I'm sure. Nah, but that's just my mentality is different. Like, so I was like, okay, in Jersey. I grew up in Jersey. Well, okay, we gotta go all the way back because I was born in Argentina, right? I came to the country when I was 9 to New Jersey,
What part of New Jersey?
Dover.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So I don't know if you ever heard of Dover. It's close to like Newark.
I know Jersey. I'm from Belleville, which is touching Newark.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was born in New Jersey.
Oh.
It's crazy
And
how
then-
many people from Jersey have been on here, the pod.
Yeah, right?
It's wild.
Yo, and there's hella people coming. Like
Yeah, for
from
real.
New York, New
Yeah,
Jersey.
when you're
all
driving
type of shit.
around, all you see is Jersey license plates and New York license plates.
Facts.
Yep. So I grew up in Dover, New Jersey. That's like the Hispanic hood, you know? And like people in school would meet up at the deli to like squabble after school, you know. And then one day, I didn't have no beef with nobody. I don't start beef with nobody. I don't have no drama, right? But this girl, I had beef with her, whatever. We went to the carnival. You know what a carnival is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. Because they call it fairs here. It's weird. But went to the fair, carnival, whatever. And she was like following me around and shit. And I was like, bro, I don't want to fight you, bro. And she's like, all right then, pussy. I was like, what? You gonna call me a pussy? That's crazy. Okay, let's go then. So boom, we got to squabbling, shit like that. And I beat her ass. But then my family thought that I was trying to get in gangs or something like that. You know,
That's funny as fuck.
They had no idea. And my uncle married this Greek lady, who all her brothers is like cops and sheriffs and state troopers and shit. So they're like, yeah. Cause then I got in another fight. Okay, so I went from Dover to like a predominantly white area, right? And I went to school there.
Where?
And, Randolph. You ever heard of Randolph?
Mm-hmm.
Bam. So I went to 8th grade there. And this shorty was like, oh, she's from Dover. I'll beat her ass type shit. And my friend was like, yo, she talking about she gonna beat your ass. I said, all right, bet. And I was already tight because this is like the 17th time I changed schools. You know, like my family wasn't financially stable, so we was always moving and shit. So I seen her in the locker room, beat her ass. I caught a charge in 8th grade. How the fuck you?
That's crazy.
She pressed charges, bro. What up? Anyways, had to pay her medical bill. I had to do community service, all type of shit. And then that's when they really thought I was trying to join gangs. But I wasn't. So my mom was like, you need to do something. She put me in Taekwondo in high school when we came here. She's like, I don't want you fighting no more. So I started doing Taekwondo. I did that for 3 years. I was really good. I was like state champ, actually.
Oh, hell
Taekwondo, yeah. And, yeah, that's how I really got into it. For real. Then after that, I went to the military. So I didn't fight for that.
Why'd you go to the military?
Because like I said, my family was not financially stable, so I wasn't gonna be able to afford college. And the recruiter was like, yo, we'll pay for your college if you go do your little contract. I said, say less. I'll do that. Fuck it. So I was gonna do my 4 and then get out and go to college, and that's exactly what I did.
Nice. What'd you go to college for?
Yeah, I'm going to college right now still. I did my 2 years. I'm going for psychology.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 26.
26? Okay.
You said you started that out in Cali in school?
Yeah, I did my 2 years in Cali because that's what happens when the government pays. They pay for your housing, too.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all know. Listen, I'm not trying to encourage kids to go to fucking the military to go to college and shit like that. However, they will pay for your housing, and depending on where you live, they'll give you more money. So, like, the cost of living,
right. It's high out there.
I went to Cali, the most expensive. I said, where's the most expensive place I can go to? Cali. Southern Cali, specifically. And, yeah, they was paying me, like, $3,500 a month, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What was Cali like?
I loved Cali so much. Cali was so nice.
I'm from out west.
Yeah.
Not Cali. I'm from Arizona. I've been out to Cali once or twice, though.
Or Arizona's nice.
Yeah.
But Cali weather, you cannot beat Cali weather. Like, that's... I don't give a fuck, bro. You could be homeless. That's why there's so many fucking homeless people out there, bro. Like,
so the weather too nice.
weather nice
If I'm
as
gonna be
fuck.
homeless somewhere, I might as well do it here.
Facts. Literally, like, it's nice as fuck outside. There's palm trees. Even the hood is beautiful. That's what Cali was like. Like, I just loved it. People were cool, too. Like, everybody was nice. Yeah, it was nice out there. The weed was really good. Really, really nice. Fresh. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
I appreciate the plug I have. I really do, because he's on point, bro. You say, yo, I'm here. You got something? Yeah, bro. I'm out, you know. I'm out there.
Good
Like,
customer service.
great customer service. So I'm grateful for my plug. But in Cali, bro, you want some weed? You go to the fucking store. Like, it's right there. And it's nice. You don't feel like you're doing some sketchy shit. Like,
right.
like,
Facts.
it's a
Dispo
nice-
shopping's way different for
Yeah,
sure.
I went to DC recently, and like they had a dispensary, and it was weird because they were like, because they got their little loopholes, right? So it was like, oh,
You know about DC loopholes?
how much for this?
No.
And they're like, we'll give you an eighth, or we'll give you an ounce for free, but you got to buy this jar or this T-shirt that's $100, and we'll just give you this stuff. So on your receipt, like you got a T-shirt, and then they gifted you whatever else they wanted to gift you, depending on what you got. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
The sale is
Okay.
still illegal.
What
but
kind of
they can gift
T-shirts
it to
we
you.
talking about though?
this is merch for their store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like a Dior
A sticker.
like
Like I
nice
bought a
t-shirt.
$75 sticker. I got a quarter.
Yeah, they gave him a quarter.
'Cause I bought the
because you
sticker.
didn't buy the quarter, you bought the
Right.
sticker.
Yeah.
Okay, copy,
It's the
copy.
loophole. It's pretty whack, right?
Yeah, it is
Okay.
whack.
But I mean, that's federal. They're right next to the White House, and you can do this. But we can't even buy
that
a tree
was
down
crazy
here. You know?
being
It's
going to
crazy.
the White House like with the weed, like
Yeah.
and seeing the Secret Service. Like they're not just on top of the White House, like they're walking all in front of it. Like that shit was like weird. I'm high as fuck, just like
I got
is this
delivered
allowed?
tree by a car right in front of that shit. It just pulled up, dropped out, handed me the weed. Like
Right.
it was nothing, regular. Like he was delivering pizza and then fucking left.
Yeah,
Shit's crazy.
that is fucking crazy. Actually, I used to drive this General to the Pentagon and shit like that.
Word.
Wow.
Fun fact. Yeah.
When you're in the military,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was driving the General. Anyways, that just.
You be missing the
intrusive
military?
thoughts. Hell nah.
Not even
No.
a little bit.
Bro, I forget I was in the military sometimes.
Mm.
I be forgetting. It's like it was such a traumatic time. Like that's why I don't encourage kids to join the military. Like I say that if you so must go to college, go get some grants, bro. You know. But some people they don't listen. I didn't listen. My mom told me to go to Air Force. You feel me? Cuz I decided to go to the Marine Corps, which is different.
Isn't that like the
Yeah.
hardest one or
It's-
some shit? Oh, Navy's up.
I
Oh
hate
no.
Marine.
No,
You
it's
gotta
the Marine Corps.
don't they
Marine.
drown your ass or some shit like that?
Yeah, pretty much. You gotta pass like swim tests, and then you do a whole bunch of shit, bro. You could do the gas chamber. It's a 3-month thing. You don't got your phone. Like other branches and shit, it's like only 2 months. You get your phone on the weekend type shit. Like you're straight. But the Marine Corps don't play no games. It's bad. But yeah, no, not fun. Don't do it.
Did you have any family prior in the military?
No.
You were the first.
I'm the first everything in my family. First in college, first military, first. I'm first generation.
Hey,
Kid here.
congrats. That's what's up.
Sure.
Over here changing the narrative
Yeah,
for the
facts.
future.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
You said you got a brother. How many siblings you got?
Just one, and then I found out later in life my dad had like other kids. So now I talk to them, but nah, I only got one brother. Yeah, he pretty much raised me.
That's
Oh, word?
cool. How'd you connect with them? You reach out to them or they
Yeah.
reach out to you?
They reached out to me. They found me on Instagram and shit like that. But
That's cool. Are they younger?
no, they're older.
Oh, they're older.
Mhm.
Okay, that's still cool though.
Is it?
Like being I think if my dad was like, "Yo, I got other kids," I'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" But then I found out like they be like fighting and doing shit. I'd be like, "Oh, okay." Like that's kind of cool. At least like you weren't like a nerd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine I don't know if any of them are nerds. Like your other siblings, if you like they hit you up and you're like, "This motherfucker." But hopefully everybody cool. You know what I mean?
No, they're absolutely fucking dope. But it's like for me, it's different because we in Argentina. So my dad like didn't get. It's like a fucked up situation. I'm not gonna lie, because I left Argentina and my dad stayed there when I was 9. So at 9 years old, that was the last time I see my dad, and he passed away like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to tell y'all that. I know it's sad, but yeah. So then I found out about my siblings, and then they tell me, yeah, my dad never looked for me and shit like that, and like that's cap. My mom was looking for them, you know. So it was it's a nice thing to have them in my life, but it was like it brought up a lot of shit.
For sure.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
but now they're not fucking nerds. They're cool.
They're not fucking nerds. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think any of that stuff like you think that still like drives you in your like day to day when it comes to like fighting and like I guess like what's your why? You know, like, why are you doing this? Like, we know we figured out why you got into it, but why is it like the path you're taking?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I use pain as like my pre-workout. You know, I just been through a lot. But yeah, my why is because I grew up really with like ADHD, and I didn't know, right? And a lot of people get ADHD from like traumatic experiences. I'm a psychology major, so I you know, but yeah, I grew up with like ADHD, so like a lot of the time I would have like really big reactions, like, but they would call me dramatic and shit like that, and like I started feeling unworthy of things, and I do challenging things to prove to myself that I am that guy, you know, like I'm that bitch type shit. Like I can do this. I'm tough. Like that's why I fight. Like no one's gonna fucking stop me, you know. Like yeah, the pain fuels me type shit. That's why I do it. And I like fighting. Honestly, I love violence. I love violence. I love punching people. I don't know if that's weird or not, but
I don't think it's weird. I like punching people. I don't like getting punched. That's not as fun. It's definitely a part of it.
I don't mind getting punched. Not that I like it, but I just don't give a fuck. Like, all right, boom, keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like, I could get hit and be like, damn, I gotta keep, you know, fighting. But, like, I don't know. There's just something, like, especially, you ever, like, catch somebody with a, like, clean combo or whatever, and then you're just like, bro, why? Like, I would have hated to feel that shit. Like, you hit somebody and immediately you're like, are you okay?
You good, bro?
But
yeah,
shit.
I do feel bad sometimes. Like,
I feel bad in training all the time. I feel like that, honestly, like, sometimes stunts my growth as a fighter because I'm not.
Because you're pulling.
Yeah, like everything. And not even just like pulling because like I try to be fast too and like use my speed. But like there's so many times where I'm doing some quick shit and then somebody like runs into it and then it's just like I just feel bad. Like God, like
you don't get to
but
stop
you ran
the power
into it,
behind
though.
it because you're going fast.
Yeah. And it's just like shit, man. Like are you just because like yes, like we're fighters, we're tough, but like your brain can only take so many like hard hits. So like I just don't want to be the reason that like, you know, my training partner got like a mild concussion. You know what I mean? And like, you know, all those little things add up. You know, people be old and shit, now they stuttering because they just got hit in the head too many fucking times. You know, like we're not made to get hit in the head.
It goes both ways though too, because you could look at it in the aspect of like maybe he was doing a movement to where you were going to do that movement and he went into it.
Yeah.
And if that would have happened in a match, it could have been devastating even more, you know?
Yeah, true.
Could have gone further.
Good way to look at it.
It's double-edged sword, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have that problem that much because I'm a girl. And I feel like I do have an advantage. Like, I can hit y'all for real.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll hit me harder than other people hit me. And I'm like, I get it.
I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, it's okay. It's definitely okay. But it just be funny because it's just like there's, you know, when you're like going through your different rounds with different people, like there's some people who you expecting to hit hard, but like they don't. And then like you go with a girl and then like it's just like we'll see. You know what I mean? Some girls just don't hit hard. Some girls do. But yeah, you could hit. You do your thing though.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Definitely like respectable, like you, because you never know. I guess that's just me. Like when a girl comes in there, I'm like, sometimes you feel like I've had a school before where like there was this girl who'd come to class, and if I had to work with her, I'd be like annoyed. I'd be like, I don't want to work with her. But like you be holding your own, so like I never feel like annoyed if I got to work with you type.
Like
shit.
you're getting some work.
Yeah, like
Facts.
I'm like, alright, that's cool. Some shorty is just like, I don't know. It's just, like I said, you're the first girl who I met who actually is like trying to be a fighter.
Facts. Yo,
I want to have her spar Dan.
Would not be good, huh?
That's our boy. I just want you to spar him one day.
say less. I got you.
Say less. I got you. Mentality already.
Yeah, he probably.
Dude, I will fight anybody. That's my problem. That's my problem. I feel like I can take anybody. That's not true. You know, but it is true though. Yeah, but it is true, but it's not true. But that's how I feel inside. Like I will fight anybody. I don't give a fuck. But I'm glad you say that though. I'm glad you say that. That I'm, you know, because I know that some girls just waste people time. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I was gonna tell you. I feel bad hitting girls a lot of the time.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You should. She don't deserve that.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So like, what do you think is like? I mean, because you're around a lot of guy fighters, because most, I guess in most gyms there's dudes there. What's like the adversity you face as a female fighter?
Bodies. A lot of y'all are bigger than me, so it really don't make, like, wrestling wise, like, if we're talking about training wise, that's like one of the biggest adversities, like finding a training partner. But there's a lot of smaller cats at Carolina Combat, so
yeah,
like,
there's a lot of like flyweights and bantamweights there.
yeah, it's actually pretty good. Like you, Jamie, Shamik, I get good work in with y'all.
Yeah, Shamik's the first person who I ever like got to spar that was like same height, same build as me, and I was like, yo, this shit's weird. Like, cause he be hitting me from under, and like that's just not something I have to worry about, like,
you.
ever. When they hit this motherfucker.
That's funny.
That's the problem too, cause I have to fight a lot of tall motherfuckers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when I fight a girl, they're usually my height,
Mm.
and that's a problem, cause I done practiced my overhand right 1,000 times, and now I'm like face to face, so that's a big problem. But
That makes sense.
yeah, another problem is, like, you are a girl, and usually people, I'm attracted to males and shit like that. So like, if you get involved with somebody and that shit go left, then now you gotta switch gyms.
I couldn't, like, that sounds crazy, because like I couldn't imagine, like, I mean, I love my girl with all my heart, but like, and obviously if you're in a relationship you're gonna have your disagreements and shit, and sometimes all I need to do is just go to the gym and come back home and I'm cool now. But I can't imagine, like, I'm mad going to the gym and like she's there too. Like, we're both going in there. We walking in together and it's like everybody could feel the tension and shit. Like, oh man.
Yes.
So have
Yes.
you found yourself in that situation?
Yeah, I did. It was bad. It was bad because motherfucker was crazy too. You know what I'm saying? Like, toxic. And I'm not a toxic person, but like, some people don't know how to control their emotions.
You're not toxic?
No. What?
I just feel like most Latin women I meet got a little toxicity.
Yo, bro, come on now. You've gotten to know me, right? From what I told you, do I sound like I'm toxic, bro?
I don't know. I can't. All right. If someone was like, from what you told me, do I think you're toxic?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good.
From my experience with just like Hispanic women in general, like, gun to my head, you think she could be toxic? Yeah, probably. Like, yeah, I mean, and it's not. I feel like, because like. And it's not even just that. I feel like it's just like if you have an immigrant family, like, like my family's not from here. So like, I'm just like, I know that I have toxic traits just because like of you're a product of your environment. And I feel like if you grew up in America and your family's like from America, or like, I don't know, maybe like there's just certain things that you don't deal with because like your parents didn't have this kind of chip on their shoulder. But I feel like growing up in a family where everyone does kind of have that chip on their shoulder, it makes people like defensive, or like, I don't know, just I would say defensive in general. And I feel like that could breed toxicity in certain situations. But I don't know. Would you say you're a defensive person?
You really gotta try me, like truly gotta try me for me to get out of my character. Cause like you said, you go to the gym, you get it all out, and you're good, right? That's me, bro. I'll go punch some shit, punch people, and I'm straight. I'm not about to raise my voice. That's what I feel like is toxic. Like, you can't have a convo with your partner about something without getting, raising your tone and raising your voice and getting all up, crazy.
I'm thinking about like if you're dating some guy who don't fight and he start yelling at you. And you're sitting there like, yo, watch how you talk to me.
Yo. Yeah. That's why I tend to like my yeah. I prefer somebody larger and like someone that could whoop my ass, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like I can whoop your ass. 'Cause that's a problem, bro. If I can whoop your ass and we're together, that's probably not good, you know?
Have you ever been in that situation where you're talking to someone who you feel like you could whoop?
Yes. Absolutely.
Mm.
We didn't last. We didn't last. Not for that reason, but we just didn't last. I could have probably whooped like 70% of my exes.
That's funny as fuck. They're all watching. It's like, she not talking about me.
I'm in that 30, baby.
No, that's too funny. That's too funny. Yeah.
Nah, that's interesting. I could definitely see that being an issue.
Yeah.
One thing I thought about, which was kind of crazy, I was telling him, I was like last Monday, my stomach was just killing me. Like, I was just like, my stomach was all fucked up during class, and I was just like, this shit sucks. But then I thought about it, and I was like, damn, girls be like having cramps and all this shit, and I'm like, I wonder if they be taking days off, or like you just fight through it. You get like punched in the stomach and gotta act like it's all good.
Bruh. That shit is ass. I'm gonna tell you, cause it's not just the cramps, bro. It's like a week before that you start going crazy, like shit that wouldn't have pissed you off. You're like raging, bro. Like you. Oh my god, it's bad. And then then you get the cramps and blah blah blah. You get your period, da da da. You know, sorry if not, whatever. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, I still go though, and honestly, it goes away faster the more I train.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're like being active and shit. I feel like girls who I like been around when they're like on their periods, they be so like, sometimes they be down for the count, like, you know, they really be having to take a knee, and like, I mean, I imagine that's fucking uncomfortable. That's painful.
It's horrible.
I can't imagine having to go like fight in the middle of that shit.
For real. I'm sure you gotta maybe like schedule your actual fight accordingly.
No.
You know?
No,
You don't. You don't.
I guess you can't.
I guess
You
not.
can't.
You can't.
You cannot. And I think, like, my last fight, like, I was on my cycle, like, a week before or something like that.
You think it gives you an advantage,
What?
like having those extra hormones, like
Maybe. Because,
maybe.
yeah, you
Little
get
extra
real,
juice.
like,
Yeah.
primal, bro. It gets real, like... Yeah, bitches could probably lift a car. I know that's happened before. Like a mom, like their kid went under the car and like she lift that whole mother. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. You definitely got some powers. Women are different.
Shout out to women.
Shout out to women, yo. I don't give women enough credit. I be talking a lot of shit.
Why?
'Cause I don't know. I think my mentality is different, and I feel like a lot of girls nowadays are like entitled. Unfortunately, entitled, a little bit spoiled. You know, like a lot of women don't want to work for their. You know, I'm not about to sit here and talk, you know, like say that I'm doing, you know, but I have my own opinions. I work for my
So if
shit.
you meet like a dude who like you just got it balling, you know what I mean, and like you don't have to work, like you're saying you would still want to.
Yeah, I can't. What? Not do shit?
Yeah,
That is crazy to
I
me.
can respect that. I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel like at one point I wanted a sugar mama, and then like I just realized like, oh, these people are just gonna like be crazy because they. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to like establish like a good relationship if you got like a sugar mama. I got a boy with a sugar mama, and it looks like hell. It looks like fun until she be getting on him, and what he gonna say? You can't say nothing. She be like, "Shut up," before I stop paying them bills.
Thank you. That's the problem with that. You start letting somebody pay your bills, they
No
control
control.
your life.
Facts.
Simple
Turn your
as
phone
that.
off.
Yeah, word. Okay.
Stop
You're
paying
a
the
child
car
again.
bill. Yeah.
Where are you at? Oh, I'm just. I bet I'm cutting the motherfucking phone off. What? Oh, nah. couldn't be me. No, thank you. Sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Sounds terrifying, really. I think that's my thing. Like, I love control. I love having control over my life. Maybe, and honestly, that's what I've had to work on since I broke up, because I was in a 4-year relationship, and we broke up and shit. And like in the time this year, I've like worked on like myself and like codependency, because honestly, I'm like almost to the other side where like I need someone to need me, you know, not anymore, but that's how it was for a long time. Like, I was taking care of that motherfucker like a lot, you know.
Toxic.
Yeah, not like that though. Hey, there's toxic in many ways.
Yeah,
many different toxic.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of people get that, like, codependency and shit like that, or like needing someone to need you. I feel like I've definitely met like girls like that, like not even just like romantic partners, just like girls like that in general, like really want to be like, I don't know, needed. But also I've met girls like that who like really want to be needed, and then you like allow them to like, you know, do what they do, and then they be like throw that shit in your face, and you just like, yo, I didn't even want you to do that, but like you just wanted to do that for me, and then it's this weird thing.
Word.
You caught yourself in that before? Not
really like throwing shit in anybody's face, because at the end of the day, like, I do everything with good intentions. Like, I do everything because I want to do it. Like, you didn't force me to do shit. But like, yeah, I caught myself after 3-4 years of, okay, wait a minute, I think this person is taking advantage of this, you know, because I did it because I loved him, you know. So, but you know, people, you give them an inch, they'll take them out, type shit.
For sure.
Yeah. But no, I don't regret shit though. I do everything, like I said, from in here.
That's good. I feel like that's how you gotta do shit.
Definitely.
Always.
You gotta move from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're also an artiste.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? You're really good, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that stuff. It's cool.
Thank you.
And I like that you got like your specific like style. Like, well, maybe you have more than just that style, but from like your art page, like the cartoon stuff. Yeah, it was a
Sick.
vibe. Real nostalgic too.
Oh. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, for real. Honestly, I got into it when I was in Cali, because I used to doodle a lot in school, because like I said, I have ADHD, so like I stim a lot. Like, I'll pick my cuticles or like draw. So I got into drawing and shit, like graffiti and shit. And then in Cali, when I was in college, I painted my first few like anime, because my ex got me into Naruto. I watched that whole shit. That shit's so long. Y'all seen Naruto?
My girl's watching it right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. It's so long.
It is.
That's about the only anime I've ever finished too. But I love the characters. They're so cool. So I started, you know, drawing them and stuff. I thought it would be easy, and it was. And so that's how I got into it.
Are you still like actively painting and stuff?
It's here and there when I have time. Yeah. That's like, training takes a lot of time. And I'm going to school now. Or like when I had a full-time job and full-time, like training full-time and shit like that. I ain't got no time.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, I love painting.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We be doing shows and shit. We're gonna start more now. We'll start back up again now that the world's, I feel like, been open for a minute, but
Yeah.
we kind of had to like, we started so much internet shit that we were like, all right, we got to finish this internet shit so that we could get back to the IRL shit. But we always do vendors and shit. Like, even if we're doing a rap show, like there's always artists that are like selling paintings and shit like that. So you should definitely pull up.
Oh yeah. Paintings, clothes, whatever.
When is this?
Whenever we throw them, we're like partnered with a couple like venues or just like other people in the city who do shows and shit like that. So I don't know when our next one's gonna be, honestly. I got some music coming out, so I'll probably start doing more events because I have more music coming out.
But say less. Yeah, I would love. I mean, I got my paint. I get attached to my paintings, and like I want to keep them and stuff. But like, why keep them?
Make a new one.
Yeah, make more.
Yeah.
You got
That goes
tattoos?
to the time effect.
Yeah, I do. I do have tattoos. You ever seen Donnie Darko?
No, what's that?
Yo, you would love Donnie Darko. You look like the type of motherfucker. If you like Odd Future and weird shit like that, you
Looking
like
him
Donnie
up.
Darko. You ever seen Donnie Darko?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, that's the tattoo I have. I have this like bunny skull.
Oh my god,
A skull of a bunny. Yeah.
this shit look crazy.
That is wild.
You fucking the fuck?
Yeah. You want to show the camera? Can we show the camera?
I don't know if the camera will see it.
Plug it in.
Yeah. Hey, you guys got to look up Donnie Darko. I know I could edit this in, so I might. But if it's not there and you're listening on audio, because some people audio only, Google Donnie Darko. It's this fucking. What the fuck is this? This shit just looks scary. It's like a skeleton
It's like faces
rabbit.
within it, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Let me show you, bro. Is that true? Wait, where the fuck, dude? Yeah, where my tattoo was? No, it's not this. It is on here.
She don't even know where her tattoo is
Yeah,
at.
bro.
That's
Can
crazy.
y'all see it? Y'all see it? Is it there?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, boom.
That's dope.
That's one of the ones I got. So, this movie will fuck you up, pretty much. Like, this dude wakes up in the middle of, like, nowhere, and, he's, like, dreaming. I think he's, like, sleep walking or whatever. Literally sleep riding a bike and ended up somewhere else type shit.
Oh fuck no.
And he comes home to find that a jet engine dropped into his bedroom. So if he didn't sleepwalk that night, he would have been dead. Feel me? So then the movie goes on from there. I'm not going to tell you no more, but it's a really good movie. So
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, you got it tattooed on you, so I guess it must be pretty impactful.
super impactful.
Are you like on your corporate shit? Like you don't have visible tattoos?
Yeah, I don't have visible tattoo. I got another one right here and then another one like right here, but yeah, I guess so. You could say that. I never really thought about that.
Well, I feel like everything you've said and like your art and shit, I'm like, you definitely strike me as someone who has tattoos. But then I realized like I don't think I ever saw any tattoo on you.
Yeah, facts. Yo, you're observant. People tell you that?
Sometimes I got ADHD too, so I'd be like hyper focused on shit. People either tell me like I'm observant or like I'm not paying any attention.
Period.
Because sometimes like I'll be like paying attention to something and then like something will like make me not be paying attention no more. But like I'll keep eye contact.
Yeah,
then,
and you're
like,
not listening. You're
then I'll
just
come
like
back
somewhere
and
else.
I'll be like, oh shit.
They're looking for a response.
Right? And I just be like, that's crazy.
Hopefully it aligns.
Right?
Real general statement.
Like, wow.
Yeah, if you've noticed, like a lot of people that have ADHD are amazing people. Because when I'm painting or like doing something I like to do, I won't pee, I won't eat, I won't fuck. I don't even realize where I'm at for like 10 hours straight. No cap. If you like when you do music and shit, you be like, you can do that shit for like how long?
Yeah,
would
I'd
you
be
say?
locked in.
Locked in.
Like, music's a little different because I do that a little quicker, especially nowadays.
You figured it out.
But other things, like, for example, if I'm working on, like, the website or something like that. Like, now, like, all right, back in, like, when I was in school, I always had a lot of trouble because, like, I guess I just wasn't motivated by good grades. Like, getting good grades wasn't the thing that, like, kept me focused. But now everything that I do is, like, I want to make money. So, like, it's easy for me to, like, get locked in and, like, do something. So, like, for example, if, like, there's a wedding that me and my girlfriend just shot or something, and I got to get the people there, like, video or whatever, like, I know I'm getting paid. So, like, I'll just sit there all day and, like, I won't leave. And it does get bad because sometimes, like, when I'm working, I'm not eating. Like you said, like, I'm not eating, I'm not drinking, I'm just, like, working. And then, like, I'll work all day and then be like, all right, I'm gonna go train tonight. And then by the time I get to the gym, I'll be, like, all fucked up. And I'm like, damn, I gotta balance all this shit. But I've been getting better with that. Like, I've been eating breakfast even when I'm not hungry.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Gotta have time for that.
Yep.
I fucking love breakfast. That's my shit. Like, I was so tight this morning. I'm like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna have time for breakfast. I
love
still
like
got
a-
breakfast though.
Like
Oh,
a
you gotta
good
make
bacon,
time.
egg, and cheese McMuffin in the morning. That's my go-to.
See, I don't. That's my issue though. I don't have an appetite yet in the morning.
That's why I usually gotta work out in the morning and then I'll go eat
It's
afterwards.
because you smoke, bro.
No, yeah,
That shit'll take your
100%.
appetite away.
100%.
Swear.
My grandma made me eggs this morning, and I was like, "Should I smoke first?" And I was like, "Nah, nah."
Just eat it. Just eat it.
Yeah, just eat it.
Good.
But-
Facts, bro.
Yeah, man, I love smoking. You say you don't be smoking that much anymore because of like training and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, just the weekends. Like, probably after this, I don't know. I might go smoke somewhere or something. I don't know.
You smoke blunts though, or where do you smoke?
No, I smoke joints.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Y'all ever roll a joint? Type
Yeah.
shit? Yeah. Yeah. That was a dumb question.
We be rolling up. I feel like we roll a lot of joints,
Yeah.
especially when we're going on trips, because it's just like, all right, let's get we pre-roll them. You know what I mean? Like a pack of cigarettes. Like
Oh,
we just
wow.
got the
Get them
joints
ready for the trip.
Yeah.
Like
need
one
to
per
fucking
hour
do
type
that.
shit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
facts.
If
'Cause
not,
sometimes I need one and I don't have one.
yeah, and that's the worst. And you're trying to roll it up, and maybe
It's
you
not
in transit.
grinded. Like
right?
it's a whole deal.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm glad you roll them though. A lot of people stuff cones, where I don't think it's bad, but I feel like when you get halfway through that cone, if you stuffed it, like it's not gonna burn right no more.
Probably.
You be
Yeah.
smoking dabs?
No.
Nah.
No. I've
Like-
never done dabs.
Never?
Word?
Never.
Like you be getting a
Wow.
shell. Like what's your smoking like regimen like?
I am so antisocial when I smoke, bro. Like, so if it's either I gotta be with like, okay, what's my smoke regimen? What you mean by that?
like walk us through a weekend, a smoky
How you
smoky
smoke
weekend
Smoky
for you.
weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't really smoke when I feel like it now because I do. Well, if I'll wake up in the morning and smoke me a little joint, and chill. If I'm not doing shit on the weekend, but usually I'll be smoking with my friend. Her name is Bree. She lives all the way in Mooresville though, so it just depends. That's why it's hard to tell you like I wake up and I smoke a joint type shit. But like what I do like to do when I'm high is like just be alone and like sit there and think, because my thoughts are so loud when I smoke. Y'all probably don't have this problem anymore, but like I can sit there and have a whole therapy session just listening to my own thoughts, like, oh, that's how I feel about that. Because I have a tough time figuring out how I feel about stuff too, so weed is really therapeutic for me. And now that I only smoke on the weekends, because usually if I would smoke on the weekdays, I'm smoking at night, after training, taking a shower, sitting and chilling type shit, watching TV. Or I like to smoke on hikes too. Like I like
yeah.
that's
Outside,
the
some
best.
nature.
Yeah, taking my doggy on a hike, high as fuck, just looking at the trees. Everything's nice.
It's funny that you say it helps you think things through, because like I'm not one of those people who be like weed makes me smarter, blah blah blah. Like I'll be like, nah, this shit slow me the fuck down. But sometimes that's what I need, like in my head
100%.
is like I'm thinking of 1,000 miles a second. So smoking is like, okay, I could really only manage so much right now.
That's
so
what
like
I-
I'm a focus.
That's what I think like ADHD is. Like we're maintaining 4 trains of thought at a single time, but me smoking weed is going to allow me to slow down and maybe focus on one and allow the other 2 to fade back or so back and forth,
Yo, facts. Y'all hit that bitch on the nail. Like, I just recently realized this too, because before, like, I used to get scared of my thoughts. Like, they're so loud sometimes, and I'm like, oh fuck. And it's stuff that you don't want to think about when you're sober, when I'm high, like now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true, that's how you feel, that's what it's cool.
I think it allows you to feel the thought instead of just thinking it,
Thinking the thought.
because we're going so fast, we're processing it and we're on to the next,
I
Yeah.
But
feel
it really
I feel
allows
the
you to
opposite.
engulf in it.
I feel like weed lets me think of things objectively instead of like feeling it. Like, because when I'm sober, sometimes I'd be caught up in my emotions. But when I'm like smoking, I could like just look back and like just think and be like, okay. Like I feel like when I'm me sober, I think about things from my perspective, and me high, I think about things more generally.
Right, the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
Because I definitely
Yeah.
feel like there's emotions I should feel, but I just be high enough to not. And then when I don't be high, I'm like, yo, I'm feeling a lot of shit. Because I feel like I'm trying to slow down for fighting, but I smoke a good bunch. I probably smoke like in the morning, I probably slap a dab, and then like 20 minutes later, smoke a bowl, and then maybe like work out or something, wake my girl up and be like, you want to smoke? We'll smoke. And then fucking do whatever work I gotta do for the day. After that, smoke, eat something, smoke, go to class, go to finish class, smoke, go to the car, take a shower, smoke, call that a day.
Yeah, probably like an eighth to a quarter a day. I used to smoke wax like a motherfucker, but
It's fucking, it
I had
fucks with the tolerance, bro.
yeah, the tolerance with the wax is really why I had
That's
to
why it's
stop.
like only morning.
It would just be like that, but a dab every single time, you know, and that was just too much. I feel like dabs are really that is what I feel like will put me out, you know? Like I actually feel that like weed wise, but smoking like tree ganja, like it just slows me a little bit, allows me to focus.
Yeah, the dabs be getting me fucked up sometimes.
Yeah,
like especially like because there were times where like I just wasn't smoking no flower, just straight dabs all day, just smoking dabs like, and like not even like smoking dabs and chilling, like smoking dabs and still like keeping up with my full day, like of like everything I had to do. And it's funny because like now I'm trying to get in the mindset of like not smoking and like doing competition and shit like that. Because even like the first time I had a competition, I was like, maybe I shouldn't smoke. No, the first time I had a competition, I didn't smoke. And I feel like I didn't do that good. And then the second time, I was like, let me treat this like a regular day. Got high as fuck and won that bitch.
hell yeah. Boy was comfy.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was just chilling.
See what I mean? It's just like, it's also your normal now.
Yeah.
To an extent.
But it
would take time, I think, for you to be able to go the other way. Especially you're
cardio.
Training high. You
Yeah.
know, you're from the get go. You're already fucking high.
Yeah, when I'm fighting sober, it's just a really different experience.
For sure.
But the thing I'm like, I don't even know if it's cardio because I feel like my cardio's alright, but I've only ever smoked. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, there's that part of me that's like, because people be like, hear how much I smoke and they'd be like, really? And I'm like, if I don't, like, will I be like on another level? But then
that much different.
Then I think about not smoking, but I usually only think about that when I'm high. Like I'd be high, like I don't even need to smoke, and then I
like shit.
sober up and I'm like, nah, let me roll something up.
That shit, you're blowing my mind right now.
With
for real. With how much, yeah, that's insane. And honestly, I've smoked like 2 hours prior to training before, and I was still a little bit high, and I didn't want to punch nobody. Like I didn't feel no type of, you know, I didn't feel right training high. So I don't know how you do that. But then again, you're so used to it. It's like quitting cigarettes. Like at first you're probably going to be coughing up a fucking lung. Like even if you didn't smoke for like a week or something. I used to smoke cigs, bro. Can you believe that? I smoked cigs for like 3 years.
I used to too, because of him.
Yeah, I smoked cigarettes and I vaped for like 10 years. I recently quit this last December.
No way.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Much needed. Because of this guy, I started running and shit again, and it made a dramatic difference.
He started like, every time we work out, he would like throw up and shit.
Because I'm a 100%er. Like, I'm going to give everything my all, you know? And it just ends up to me throwing up every fucking time because, my God, I can't intake that much, you know? I don't have enough air going in there. Facts. My lungs are constricted as fuck. Damn. I think they still are, you know? But that's another story.
We used to work at Papa John's. He was like a GM. My boy was up there in the Papa John chain.
Tough.
But working at Papa John's, like if you wanted a break, like you couldn't really take a break. But if you was like, oh, I gotta smoke a cigarette, everybody there smoked cigs, so they were like, oh, I feel you. So like I was like, damn, if I want a bullshit, I gotta get cigarettes. So then I just bought some cigarettes so that I could take breaks at work.
Oh,
yep.
Wow.
Because you would be in there doing boxes and everybody outside smoking cigarettes, and you just like
hold up.
The way the job was worked out, like legally, you didn't have to have a break because you weren't working the entire time. Like there's gaps in between work, essentially. So they got away with leeway of actually giving someone a 15-minute break per se. So the only time you would get a legitimate break is to go fucking smoke a cigarette out back.
That's fucking
fostered
twisted.
that culture. Yeah, it's
that
terrible.
Is twisted, and that is fostering a culture.
It's fucked.
Yes.
You couldn't just smoke a joint in the back. That'd have been nice.
That'd have been fire.
What kind of cigarettes were you smoking?
Can you guess what kind of cigarettes I was smoking?
Marlboro. What?
Some Newports?
Some Newports! You already know. Yeah.
A lot of people up north smoke Newports.
I should have guessed
That's what
Newports.
I guessed.
Yeah.
I literally don't know about cigarettes at all. But like he used to smoke Marlboro 27s. That's all I know.
That's my jam.
And I would go there and I'd be like, let me get those because they were shorter.
Yeah.
So like I could get away with like. Sometimes I'd be faking it, you know what I mean?
So I just wanted to break.
Yeah.
You're fucking lying.
I just wanted to break, man. But then I started smoking them a little bit because on long drives I'd want to smoke, and then it was like one of my also it just made me feel cool, you know what I mean? I was like, bitches gonna like this, you feel me? Pull out a cigarette, and then one of my boys was like, bro, you're addicted, and I was like, I'm really not, and they were like, yeah, you are, and then I just stopped smoking.
You're like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'll stop right now.
Yeah, every once in a while when I'm drunk, I'll smoke a little
Smoke a
ciggy.
cig, bro. I hate that. Oh my god, because you know what? If it wasn't for the fact that those kill you and like kill your lungs, I'd be smoking cigs straight up.
Really, that made me nauseous though.
Probably because you smoke weed a lot. No,
Maybe.
or like
I think it's just the amount of nicotine you're not used to, probably.
Yeah,
that too.
But I can even like if someone has a vape. I never got into vapes because they just everything makes me nauseous other than weed. Like everything just made me nauseous. Like I can't smoke nothing. I could do.
I
Other
think
things.
there's a little bit of part of nicotine that's supposed to be like that. You know,
Word.
it's part of like that little buzz you're feeling. You know,
I just
it's
don't have it yet.
taking you away from your natural state, so you think you're feeling something.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I like it when I'm drinking. But it's honestly like it's not even the feeling. It's just like the vibe. Like you know, I'm out drunk.
Yeah.
There's like, and like I'm way more social when I'm drunk. And like I feel like cigarettes are just a social thing. You know what I mean? Yo, let me bum one.
Word.
Have a full conversation with some dude you don't even know.
You could feel like the pain. Like, yo, if you smoke cigs, like something's wrong, bro.
You said you feel the pain.
Yeah, like y'all could just bond over this like cancer stick right here. You feel me?
That's crazy. You ever? I feel like I don't know why, but I could see you like being like a Black and Mild person.
Black and Mild.
Yeah.
Damn.
You never smoke.
She
I
said,
mean,
"Dang."
I mean, you say you got some pain. You be beating up dudes and shit. Like I
Not
feel
even
like
a wood tip, a plastic tip. he
plastic
said.
tip. I can see you going through some shit. Not always. Just when
Yeah.
you going through some shit.
Going through some shit.
Yeah.
Spark up a Black and Mild. Facts. I used to, not too much though, but like those are wild. Like those are OD. Like it's like smoking a blunt. Like I think some people like smoke blunts, straight blunts.
Fucking weird,
I
bro.
know, like cigarellos, it's wild.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
That makes me nauseous. Straight up. Like all that tobacco.
I remember in middle school, someone told me that blacks weren't as bad as cigarettes, but like complete
Stop.
opposite, you know, learned the hard way.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
So
for
you're like,
sure.
all right, I'm gonna smoke black.
In
cigs.
Covington?
Yeah, hell yeah. Definitely in
Yeah, we
Covington.
used to be sneaking out, and motherfuckers used to just have blacks ready, like just like have a bunch of blacks. That would be the move. Like we'd sneak out, go smoke some blacks. What's actually really funny is when me and him first like became friends or like met each other, he wasn't fucking with me because I was smoking weed, and he wasn't.
I was real
fucking
straight
with that.
edge back in the day. Yeah.
But this was like
Yeah.
middle school. Like I was smoking like mad young, to where like
7th grade. I
looking
Yeah,
think,
that's
is
when I
met
started for
everyone.
in retrospect, like I look back and I'm like, that's good that you were like, no, these kids are
That probably made you
doing
think
shit.
a little bit.
Yeah, you know, at the time, I was just trying
3
to peer-
weeks later, we're in
peer
a bush
pressure
on the
him.
side of the street hitting a bowl.
He was like, I won't smoke. We were like, what about like green tea?
It's natural.
Y'all tried to smoke green tea?
No, we smoked green
We
tea.
No,
eat
you
all
didn't.
kinds of tea.
We smoked anything we could smoke, honestly.
You know what's crazy? My first time smoking, we rolled up with a fucking printer paper, bro.
Oh,
Printer paper.
Ouch.
Rough.
that was the oldest shit
Ouches.
hitting.
It's the paper.
Yo, that shit. I don't even. And we got high, straight up.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
You got high as fuck.
Chemicals in the high.
Yo,
That's funny as
that is
fuck.
crazy thinking back. We used to smoke out of fucking
Anything.
Coke, the
Coke
Coke
bottles,
cans
yep.
and oh
Cans,
my
I mean.
god.
We used to make big ass gravity bongs, like
Gravity bongs
2
with the
liters
buckets.
in the buckets. Yep. I feel like if I'm not mistaken, at one point somebody had a shower that was like the tub was just like had like one of the fucking like you know when you go to like the offices and they got the like the water jug with
Yeah.
the like that one of those
They
jugs.
didn't cut one in half.
I swear to God,
No, they
I don't know if it
didn't.
was a party or something, but I've never seen that shit. I don't think I hit it, cause like that's one thing. Like if I'm drinking, I'm not gonna smoke because one or two things will happen. I'll start spinning, or I'll be like, if I get it depends on how high I get. Because if I get high, I like to have like more like intimate, chill things. But if someone's like, "Yo, let's go out," and I get high, like I'm not going.
You're not going. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I'll go to Walmart.
I don't even know. I don't know about it's too bright in there, bro.
Too bright. You be high with your like sunglasses on, like in a dark room, just straight thinking in the corner. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I cannot. That's why I was telling my friend likes to smoke and drink. I'm like, yo, you gotta pick one, cause I'm not smoking, bro. Like if I go out and see people, I can't smoke, bro. So yeah, drinking. Like last night, the fights. You feel me? And afterwards, my friend sends me a picture of a bottle of Henny. Like it was gonna lure me out or something, you know. And I was like, nah, fuck that, bro. I'm just going. And I had the podcast this morning, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Henny used to be my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
that Henny Black
long period of time where I was drinking nothing but Hennessy, straight.
And then
straight
you overdid
Henny.
it.
Yeah, I don't do Henny no more.
The smell, just like, yeah.
The only time I ever threw up drinking, it was like, what? No, there's 2 times. Anytime I do sweets, so I got to do liquor straight. Like, I don't even do, like, a mixed thing. It was, like, a coconut Bacardi. Or
yeah,
pineapple,
I
don't
clear
know.
liquor anymore at all.
I don't know. Sometimes
Unless
even
it's tequila.
Clear liquor? Okay,
Yeah, I
go
don't
back,
fuck
because
with
I
it.
just
I
got
like
a crazy-ass message, and I just missed what you said. You said something about a pineapple.
Yeah, only time I ever threw up was off of, like, some pineapple, like, I think it was it Captain Morgan? I don't know. It was some shit. It was sweet. Shit had me throwing up. And then another time, oh my God, I felt so bad. It was me. It was like a friend group I had. It was like these girls, and I was at their house, and I threw up in this girl's bed.
That was the only time you threw up, or that was just another time?
That was the second time ever. The first time I was like probably 18, 17. Like I was younger. It was like when I was learning how to drink.
Yeah.
And the other time, I had it all down packed. The issue was I was already drunk. I was done drinking for the night type shit. But it was St. Patrick's Day, so they kept bringing pina colada. I love pina coladas.
Oh.
Like, and they weren't alcoholic pina coladas. So that's where I fucked up.
You
I was
still
all
get
You was
sugar.
throwing them back.
yeah, because they were just good, you know.
Yeah.
And then somebody had a cake, and I was like,
All that sugar.
yep,
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Really.
For real.
And that makes so much sense. Because, okay, so in the military, right? Military culture, especially Marine Corps, all you do is drink, you just drink a lot, right? And I was drinking hella Henny, because that's the only thing that wasn't making me throw up and stuff. Dark liquor. Because anytime I was on the clear, it was a terrible, terrible time. One time that I literally cannot remember, like a good, like maybe an entire 12 hours of my life, is Captain Morgan. I never drank Captain Morgan. Blacked out. Bad. Captain Morgan?
My parents that's all they fucking drink.
Really?
The last time I blacked out, it was on I think it was like old Captain Morgan, but it was a clear. It was like a coconut, some kind of mix or something. And me, my boy Max, and my brother, we all got a bottle like this. And
you each got a bottle.
Yeah, I finished my bottle. We were out at a party up in university, bro, and raging ass party, hella people there. Next thing I remember, I'm blackout drunk. Next thing I remember, all I'm in is my boxers. I'm like at this door 3 houses down from like where we were partying. My boy Max and my brother come get me, and then the next morning I wake up and all I have is like my pants. We had to retrace all my steps, get my phone, my wallet, everything. Couldn't tell you what I did that night.
That's crazy.
I bet you ask anybody else about that Captain Morgan. I promise you they'll tell you. Yeah.
Don't fuck with
I
it.
blacked out.
Yeah.
Facts.
So what was your blackout? When you came through? What do you know about that night?
Oh, I know something about that night that I just choose to forget. Just not good things. I do have a good blackout story though. In Japan, because I got stationed in Japan. I don't know if y'all know. I lived in Japan for 2 years.
Oh shit.
Well, y'all don't know that. I didn't fucking tell you that. But yeah. So
we looked it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah, really do your job. That's amazing. But nah, I was in Japan, and they have this thing called Akuma Fest, right? It's a big ass festival, hella Japanese people, rappers go out there and like do shit, and people camp out. It's tough on a beach, lit. So all the Marines are out there turning up. We start early with the Henny, lit. We on the beach drinking type shit. Ooh. By the nighttime, I'm trying to fight people. So my friend, and he's trying to get me to like not on the Henny. You're gonna try to fight people.
Are you trying to fight anybody? You trying to fight random girls?
Just feeling too wavy. That confidence too high off that Henny.
Confidence too high, straight up. Just random people. Like somebody had cut me in line or something. I was about to get some chicken wings. This is what someone's telling me. I don't remember this. Someone like cut me in line, and I was really trying to like squabble with that person. So he takes me and my friend, because my friend's drunk as fuck too, and this is all stuff someone is telling me, so I don't remember this, but they got a cab. We drove to, all I remember is 6 a.m. I wake up in a hotel room. There's like my corporal, like my higher ups in there with us, not too high up because that would be fucking weird, but yeah, I woke up with all them in one hotel room, and like you go out to the balcony and it's like paradise, bro. It was like the best blackout ever, bro. Like, oh, so beautiful. So thankfully I woke up alive. Like I was alive the next day. But yeah, he tells me he dragged me into a cab. Like we went to a hotel. They got a hotel, blah, blah, blah. But I don't remember none of that. That was a great blackout.
Yeah. I only blacked out one time, and it was only for a couple minutes.
Really?
Yeah, I blacked out. We were at ECU.
You get knocked out? No, I'm just kidding.
We were at ECU, and the last thing I remember, I was already drunk as fuck, and then someone had a beer, whatchamacallit? Beer bong. And they were like, there's some girl I didn't even know. She was like, you want a beer bong? And like, I thought she was making conversation. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm with it.
Let's do it.
A beer bong.
Like I'm
it's
sitting
a big
here.
Funnel.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you just
facts.
you drink a lot of beer all at once.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's like, here. Like, I forgot about that conversation. Here. I'm turning around, fucking handing it to me. I'm like,
shit.
Fucking drinking this beer bong. There's a video of me just kind of like, what the fuck?
I forgot I agreed to this.
And then next thing I remember is I'm walking, and I got my arm around some shorty, but she was like her head was at like my chest, and like so I'm coming through, and I'm like, yo, I'm not that tall. How short is this like person? And what do they look like? And who are they? And like so I'm just walking but I'm thinking about dipping away from this person, and then like I
just
kind
off the pure fact that they're shorter than you.
Well, I just don't
Like,
know
this doesn't seem right.
what's going
Makes
on.
sense.
You know what I mean? I try to dip away, and I can't really walk. And then they were like, "Oh, I got you," and I'm just like, "They got me." Like that's who this is. They got me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm walking for like a block. I'm nervous. I'm at ECU. There's a lot of people around and shit. And then my boy Matthew, he usually be on the podcast with us. I heard him laugh behind me, and I was like, oh, "You're here!" And I like ran over to him, and I was like, "Brad, I didn't know you were here." And he was like, "Dog, we've been walking." And I was like, "I know we was walking. I thought we was over there." And then after that point, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done drinking for the night." I think if I kept drinking, I definitely would have went back. But like, I was like, yeah, that like there was a chunk of time that disappeared, and I did not fuck with that. Like I've done drugs, but not the like erase what happened kind of drugs.
Definitely.
That's why it's crazy that alcohol is legal like that. Alcohol is crazy. Like so many bad things happen with alcohol. So many good things happen with alcohol, but so many bad things.
I feel like more
The
bad
reason
than
they call
good.
it spirits.
Yeah.
You know.
Spirits.
It's the like original term of like alcohol. You know. Like
Y'all
liquor,
believe in spirits?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all have some ghost stories?
Nah, I'm too blessed.
Firsthand.
Too blessed. God did. Were you there for my fucking speech?
Nah.
You weren't there.
You did a speech
I
at
did.
class?
I did. Yeah. I did that.
Damn.
Bro, I had them lit.
Damn, I'm mad I
Yeah.
missed out.
I might do it again for y'all.
Run it back.
I might have to run it back again.
Yeah.
You got some ghost stories?
Not personal hand.
No.
My Nah, not personal hand. Just like my girlfriend's friend moved into a house and like things would get thrown around the house and whatnot. But my my girlfriend's mom is Czechoslovakian, and her aunt also still lives in Czech. And supposedly she's kind of like she's a witch, is what they say. So she said that she looked into this property where they live, and she said she could see spirits from like 200 or 300 years ago from like a wartime that are just there. She said they're peaceful, but this is like where they stay. This is their property.
They were here
She
first.
asked them to leave, but she still like deals with stuff at the house.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
Yeah.
What's your
That's
ghost stories?
crazy. Yeah, bro. Well, I'm Hispanic. I'm from Argentina. Obviously, there's always like with Latin people, you'll know like these motherfuckers. There's witches. There's actual people that practice this type of shit.
This like her aunt, like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Oh, that's I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. Quickly, I'm gonna tell you this story about my aunt. She was like not eating. She's like the smallest one in the crib, right? Usually when a hex is put on, it attacks the weakest person in the crib. So that at that moment was my aunt. 'Cause she was the smallest person. So she wasn't eating. She wasn't drinking. She was just dying. And like my grandma went to a witch doctor, and the witch doctor said, "Did you receive a chicken?" And she's thinking it's a chicken because she had chickens in the back. She had, she would kill them and shit, chop their heads off and shit. And the witch doctor told her, like, you received a chicken. That's how she got cursed. Okay, so we're gonna heal her, whatever. She went home, threw up this like demon-looking thing in the toilet. My uncle talks about it all the time. Well, not all the time, but he remembers it. And it turns out someone had given her like a toy chicken. Put a curse on that bitch. Facts.
Oh,
it was a
shit.
toy chicken. For me, when I was in Japan in the barracks, right? I think we lived like right next to a cemetery, so like probably a whole bunch of people died where I lived at. And I was having a dream, or so I think it was a dream. But I'm like laying and my door's like over there, and there's this man with like a suit on, like a black suit. It almost looked like a blues, like a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having sleep paralysis. And this motherfucker starts walking towards me, right? I'm laying there. And when you have sleep paralysis, you cannot move. That's why I call it sleep paralysis, right? So this motherfucker lays on top of me, like just lays like this. And now I cannot breathe. I'm just like, I can't breathe. I'm going to die. He's suffocating me. And I don't know how, but I woke up. But usually sleep paralysis, you see spirits. Like you see, yeah. So I feel like that was a real guy. It's probably
crazy.
somebody, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely believe in spirits. I grew up, my dad's still like overtly Christian, pretty radical about his worship and whatnot. Like he's told me I had demons following me and shit before, like crazy shit,
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I feel like with my dad, he's kind of like the type of person who explains the spiritual realm as like a battlefield. You know what I mean? Like an example is like growing up, right? My dad would always be like praying and shit, but like he would like go to a room and pray, but like he prays loud as fuck, like he'd be screaming. You know what I mean? Like he'd be like out here, like really like he'd be worshiping heavy. You feel me? And like one day I was like, yo, why do you be like, why are you screaming so much? Like, kind of like making a joke. And he was like, I can't hear myself over like the angels rejoicing in like heaven. Like he'd be like tapped in, you know what I mean? And like growing up, I've always been like I don't know, like kind of battling with that. Like, yo, how like is my dad really like anointed or schizophrenic? Like who fucking knows? You feel me? But I'm like, if he's really about it, then I'm like is like one thing he would always tell me is like if he's had like spirits like straight walk up in the room type shit. Like he says his mom died when he was young, so he says whenever like spirits are trying to get into his life, they just like come in the shape of his mom. But he because that's like the thing that's like gonna make him the most vulnerable and whatnot. Yeah. So he says whenever he sees his mom, he just like rebukes her, and then he's just like, yeah, like no spirit can do anything if you like don't give it that power. So like
Facts.
throughout my life, I believe in spirits and shit, but I'm not afraid of them because I'm just like, you like if I'm not afraid of you, like what could you do? Really?
You have no power.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'll call my dad. My dad will text me randomly,
Yo, bitch ass.
right? My dad will
quick.
randomly text
Seriously.
me like things that aren't for me to read. Like literally, like he'll be texting like energy around me type shit. Like I'll read it, and he's like, "That wasn't even for you, but like something needed to see that," and I'll be like,
What the hell?
I believe in that stuff, bro, because that's like similar to weird, not weird, but scenarios like her aunt would, like she would call her mom and then tell her about something that would go on in the room that day or something that she needed to go through or some shit, you know? It's like I feel like there are people who are, in the sense, tapped into a different realm or, you
Yeah.
know, that spirit side of stuff.
yeah.
1,000%.
I
Yeah.
used to want to be like, cause I used to like be like, what's so special about my dad? Like, why can't I do it? You know what I
You
mean?
want to be relatable.
And then one day I was like, God, say something, and I was like, please don't. Like I really thought about it. I was like, no.
Maybe not.
The only time I think I ever heard God, so to speak, was like I heard my voice thinking, but it wasn't me. And it was, you know how you just be like in your head talking, but like it wasn't that. I responded in my voice, but it wasn't me doing it. It just like I just heard my own thought, which was weird. But I was in a room and I was like, what am I looking for? Because I was like looking for my phone or something, you know, ADHD shit. You forgot why you went into the room. So I'm in the room looking for something, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I looking for? And like getting like frustrated, like really just like looking around, like trying to like think, what am I looking for? Like thinking about all the checklists of things, and then like it was weird, like something in my head was like purpose, and I was just like, that's deep, and like kind of laughed. And then a couple seconds later I was like just kind of like in a weird position. I was like that was my thinking voice, like the voice in my head that I use.
Yeah.
But I was already using that voice listing off things that I was looking for. So like it was like I just heard something and I was like, that's weird. And I guess I look at that as like a higher self thing. I haven't had a lot of experiences like that. I feel like maybe if I don't smoke so much, maybe I'll hear that voice a little more. But yeah, that was like the only time.
That's fucking amazing.
Hashtag purpose.
Yeah, hashtag
Yeah.
purpose for sure. But that's crazy though. And that's what I don't like about religion, because I'm not a religious person. I feel like religion like messes up. It drives people left, you know? Like I'm sure your dad was like screaming and it's supposedly like for a good thing, you know, he's talking to God, but that's scary as a kid, you know, like why is my dad in this room screaming, bro, you know, like
like, are you okay?
you good, bro, you know? So all that's great and all, but like they also teach you in Christianity that like if you don't do this, you're going to hell. If you don't do, that's so traumatizing for kids. Like, so if I fuck up, I'm going to hell type shit forever. Is hot down. Oh nah, like that is terrifying. So then you just go absolutely left. But thankfully my mom, she's not a big religious person, but she believes in God. She donates. She's a great person. She's, you know what I'm saying, but she doesn't go to church. She doesn't believe you gotta go to church to believe in God. Cause God, there's this song that my dad used to sing me in Spanish, is Dios es amor, Dios amor, whatever. It's in Spanish, but God is love, right? That's like the thing. And like we all have like love inside of us, right? Like we all show love and stuff. And you know that little instinct you get? That's God. So God is in all of us. So we are all God, right? Mm-hmm. In a way, we all are. That voice was you, but not really, but it was him, but it was you type shit.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
You feel me?
Yeah, I believe what you're saying 100%. My analogy of that, I'll show you. All right, that's this. All right, let's imagine that. Well, you know, maybe it works with the analogy of them not being even, but like water, right? I think that we're all bottles, you know, some people have big bottles, some people got little bottles, and then the water within it, I think that's what God is. So like the water is like this, you know, renewable resource on the planet. Like it don't really go nowhere. It's just like filters through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at God, right? So hypothetically, when this person dies and they get rid of this plastic bottle, you just pour it back into the ocean, so to speak, because it's just water, and like that's God. And when you get poured back into the ocean, then you're like, oh, I know now. And then like literally there's whatever every time a new person's born, and it's just like they just got cups and they're just like, all right,
recycled water,
there we
pretty
go.
much.
Just keep putting that water in, and then when that cup's done, you pour it back out, and then so on and so forth. So I do think everyone has like that bit of God in them, like that substance. And I never really thought about it with the water bottles being like not evenly full, but like that is kind of an interesting way to look at it, because I, you know, for example, some people who are a little more tapped in might have a little more of that water in them, and it might just even be like, how much water do you intake, you know? Like it could be like, how spiritually hydrated are you, so to speak. But yeah,
and you can definitely get more hydrated.
facts.
You
Drink
know?
some water.
Drink some more water.
Get some sodium with it, you know?
Facts.
Some
I cannot
people
wait to
just
try
be
that.
some people just be reading the Bible, maybe. You feel me? That's straight water. But then like they don't got the sodium to really soak it in and hold it in, so it's just kinda like it's just going right out, you know?
Yeah. I feel like you can't really tap in. This is unfortunate, right? Because like I had to hit rock bottom, right, to really tap in with him. I loved him from, you know, since a kid, and I always believed in him because at the end of the day, when you're alone, you don't got nobody else, bro. You don't got nobody else. It's just you and him. So, but I feel like a lot of people got to hit rock bottom to realize that they do have that. And it might not even be God. I don't know what people believe in. It could be like, you don't have to believe in God and a man with a beard and blah, 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 you know? But you got to believe in something, right? I don't know. You got to know that you're not alone when you are alone. You have yourself. And that's like, you're made in his, you know.
Yeah, like you're more than just your body.
You're more than just your body, bro. You have something that belongs to this
Where
earth.
do you think the thoughts come from?
Facts.
I don't think they originate in our head. You know, I think it's a energy wave that comes to us, and I think that is our higher power speaking to us.
I tell
Facts.
people that like when it comes to writing songs, they're like, how do you write a song? Like I can't think of ideas. And then I saw this analogy, and it's like writing songs, being creative is like fishing. Like at first you just put a little bit of bait out, and then you just kind of like allow the universe to bring something to you, and then now maybe you catch a little fish, like, right? Maybe you're like, I want to paint something. I don't know what to paint, but then now that's your bait theoretically, right? You got like the idea of painting, and then boom, you catch a little fish, and then it's a picture, and you're like, you know what? I like this picture, but I want to build on it. Now you use that as your bait, and you put that back out into like the universe of like thought. And then just like fishing is hard, not everyone's good at fishing, you know what I mean? But when you do it a lot, then you become better at it. So like when it comes to like creative thinking, like giving yourself the opportunity to think or be creative, I think helps you get tapped into that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of it's more than just like studying, like, you know, like religious text or whatever. I feel like it really is just being like sitting with yourself,
Practice.
being open-minded, or even not even just sitting with yourself, because like in the Bible or whatever, it says like to have a church, all you need is 3 people. Like you don't need more than that to like be considered like worshiping in a church or whatever. Like in God's eyes, he's like, if 3 of you guys get together, like that's it. That's just as powerful as like an entire congregation, essentially. So I feel like, you know, having conversations and shit, it's like how you feed that.
1,000%. And that's why I love what y'all are doing here, because I think we're getting lost in our phones. I know that a lot of people say that. I know that, like, I love social media and stuff like that, but like when you're scrolling and watching other people create stuff, you're not creating. You're not creating. You're not, and you don't have to create, but you're not sitting there with yourself, bro. You know, so like meditation is, for me, it's kind of nice, like, because I just get to like just, all right, bro, I don't want to talk to nobody. I want to just sit here and not think for a second, or try not to think. Focus on me for a second, and then things start coming. I know you're supposed to push them away when you're meditating, but things will start coming, and like, oh shit, okay, well, I'm gonna note that. I'm gonna note that right next.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you gotta let them like flow through, because I feel like I don't think you're supposed to push them away. I think you're supposed to just allow them to come and go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I recently saw something that be like, people be like, I'm trying to get over this, I'm trying to get over that, but they're like, ideally you have to go through things. Like it's not about just getting over, it's about like experiencing it and then like moving forward, not just like trying to like hurdle over something, you know what I mean? So even like thoughts, you know, and like they come while you're meditating, it's not necessarily about like it's just kind of like letting them just like, you know, go through you essentially.
Yeah, honestly, you're probably right. I've been kind of pushing them away though, and like you're right, you're supposed to let them flow through, but that's how I deal with a lot of things in my life. Like I pretend like shit don't happen. Like to get over shit, I just pretend like the shit did not happen, but that's not good.
It'll
Did
keep
happen.
occurring until you go through it, like what he's saying.
Yes. Process
Exactly.
things.
That takes time, and
It
that,
does.
you know, sometimes it's a little bit each day, sometimes it's not, you don't process it for a while, and then later on, you know, it's a little bit here, a little bit there. So yeah, I feel like people look at like healing as like, oh, I'm healed, but it's like it's a journey, and like it's not even about the destination, you know? Like if like you break a bone or something, right? Like you might be able to walk just fine, but like it's still healing, you know? Like even if it feels fine, something might hit it and like fuck, it's hurt again. But it's like that's just what healing is. Like it's a process.
Talk your shit.
Hell yeah.
Talk your shit.
I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.
Let them know where they can find you on social media.
All right. You can. Well, my name's Morelia Trinidad, so everything is Morelia Trinidad. Instagram is Morelia Trinidad _. Then I got my art page, Morelia Trinidad art _ Morelia Trinidad, MoreliaTrinidad. You feel me? And then on YouTube, you can find my fights there too. Morelia Trinidad versus whoever. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you.
me. I appreciate you, man.
Peace out, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.